I am perfect, complete, and whole. I am beautiful. I am worthy. Yes, I am loved. Perfect, complete, and whole. When I wake up in the morning, I am whole. When I lay down in the evening, I am whole. And at every moment in between, with every breath I breathe, this is what I know. Deep down in my soul, that you are perfect, complete, and whole. You are beautiful. You are worthy. Yes, you are loved. Perfect, complete, and whole.
Let's pray. Oh, infinite everything, God, great creator. The powerful goodness in the universe that is everywhere present. It is the seen and the unseen. It is the formed and the unformed. It is infinite potentiality, and it is also this one reality. I recognize and know that everything that I could dream, that I could seek, that I could even imagine, is already formed in the mind of the divine. That it's waiting to just lay out this banquet table of the feast of life for me to partake, for me to eat the luscious fruits of. And that it's my opportunity to just say yes. To just say, I welcome this. I am open to this. I deserve this. Because I am a child of the Most High. And that my shining my light does not diminish the light of others. It encourages others to awaken to their own light, to step out into the fullness of their being so they can stand in alignment with this truth and be emblazoned illuminators of this global vision of creating a world that works for everyone. I'm so grateful to know that each and every person in this room has already answered that call, that each of us are pregnant with this reality, and that it is transforming us, that it is calling us forth into a new idea of possibility, and I welcome that truth. I know that it is in complete alignment with who I am and what I have come here to be. I'm grateful to know this for myself, for this community, for everybody who watches this online. And I recognize and know that something has shifted in me today, that I am gifted with this alignment, with this recognition, with this realization, and with this deep sense of gratitude. Because I recognize and know that it just keeps getting better. And I love that. I love and appreciate that my life keeps getting better and better and better. And as I grow, it just transforms and it continues to blossom in new ways. Blossom. And so as I recognize and know that this community is up-leveling, I know that that is happening on all stages of our awareness, conscious and unconscious. Those seeds are planted, and it is good. And for that, I'm truly grateful. I release this prayer knowing it's already done, knowing that God's got it and it's already in action and already happening. And for that, I'm grateful, and so it is. Ooh, so it was kind of a big week for me. How many people in this room are married, currently married? Now, when you took your vows, did your marriage transform and change? Yeah. Now, how many people have birthed a baby in this room? Now, after you birthed the baby, did your life change? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, maybe. No, it didn't change at all. What are you kidding? Yeah, I got plenty of sleep after that. Well, that's kind of what happened to me. I had this experience where I had kind of a life dream manifest this last week. And it was really big for me. It was really big. And I'm so honored that I got asked I'm so grateful I did a good job. And something has shifted in me, and I can't explain it, but it's that thing, the thing that happens when something big, like you walk through a threshold, you have a threshold in your life, is a big threshold for me. And it's interesting because people that I have admired as the most powerful ministers in our movement, they came up to me and they looked in my eyes as an equal. And that was really, really cool. Because I'm still like, oh my God, you're so amazing. And many of them looked at me and said the same thing back to me. So, so thank you for being the kind of community that uplifts me. I mean, this couldn't have happened if it weren't for you. You're the ones who have uplifted me. You're the ones who have said, we want you to be the most amazing, wildly powerful person you can be. And you know that I believe that in you too. I mean, I want you to know that I'm so grateful for your support. And I'm so grateful for who you are. And because you walked in and believed in me, you're making things bigger than I could ever imagine because of you. And I want you to know, everybody in this room, I fully support you. I don't care if you walked in for the first time. I fully support you. I fully support you. And I believe that the same experiences, maybe, you probably don't want exactly the same experiences, but I mean the level of amazingness that I've been feeling all week is also yours. Everybody deserves that. And so I will support you to have that level of love and appreciation in your life the best that I can. So thank you. Yeah. So this week we're going to talk about belief, faith, and prayer, and it was really cool. So I had this. We kind of talked about it last week. I had this whole birthing idea, but what I love I talked really about the global vision last week, and I really got it in that sense that our Centers for Spiritual Living has this global vision, but it's also my vision too. Like when I read this vision, I was like, I can't even imagine a vision better than this. Like it's just so good. And I know that people talk about the vision. They're like, oh, the vision is it's that thing that we're striving for, but that we never actually achieve. Like that thing. And I've even described it that way. But something during the week, actually probably it was technically Sunday night. No, it was Saturday night before I gave my talk last week. Something shifted in me where I realized it wasn't something that was out there. It's something actually coming into fruition, and it's something that I came here on this planet to do and be a part of and participate in and help create with all of you light workers who also came at this time period in life during these very difficult transitions that are going on, and that we kind of made an agreement together pre-birth that we wanted to participate and be the light and be the ones that the vision comes through us. And I really got this idea that we're pregnant with the global vision, because once we speak about something, right? We talk about how we don't have the science of mind symbol up here, but we have the science of mind symbol. It has 3 different levels, and the top level is an idea. And whenever we have an idea, it goes into, you might talk about it as a seed, or it goes into the seed and then it goes into the soil, or maybe it gets impregnated, right? And then the soil is the thing that is like the gestation period. And so here we are, and we've created this global vision together, and it's impregnated in us. So I told everybody at convention that they were knocked up, which was really fun. There's all these ministers going home, and the first thing they're going to tell their community is, I went to convention, got knocked up. And men, women, it was just great. It was so funny. But the truth is that you are all like that. You're impregnated with this vision, but you may not even know it. You're like, oh wow, it was like a one night stand, and I'm pregnant. I didn't know what happened to me. So I thought we could read it together. I gave everybody a copy of the Global Vision. If you didn't get a copy, would you kindly raise your hand? Looks like everybody got it. So I thought we could read this together so you could know what you're pregnant with. The Global Vision. We see a world that works for everyone, where all life is honored as expressions of the divine, where people live according to spiritual truth, where humanity awakens to spiritual magnificence, where humanity rediscovers personal creative power, where we live as one global family, where kinship with all life prospers, where unity and connection is emphasized, where forgiveness is the norm, where spiritual guidance is valued, where we are called to conscious social action, where people have enough food, homes, and a sense of belonging, where there is peace, harmony, and justice for all, where resources are valued, cared for, and shared, where communities are meaningfully involved in service to the world, and where there is a renewed emphasis on beauty, nature, creativity, art, and aesthetics. Yeah, wow. And that's in all of us. That's what we came here to do. That's what we came here to be. And it's so inspiring. I can't even dream a better vision than this. And the cool thing is we get to be the ones to be the birthers of it. We get to be the ones to be the birthers of it. But it helps when we are aware that the way that the universe works. And there's 3 ways that the universe works. Belief, faith, and prayer. Belief, faith, and prayer. So there's a law of belief. And by the way, our beliefs have a significant influence on what expresses or outpictures in our individual life and the world of our affairs. Belief it can be a very powerful guiding force in our lives. And it can either help us or it can cause us to endure difficult situations or overcome difficult situations. And the great thing is we get the choice on how this belief rules our life. Now, belief can either help us find purpose and meaning in life, or it can help us live in a state of unawareness and be ruled by unconscious reactions. I don't know about any of you. Has anybody had an unconscious reaction before? Okay, I'm not the only one. Our beliefs can help us know and understand love, or help us be ignorant and overlook it. Our beliefs can help us change or keep us stagnant. Our beliefs can help us let go of limitation or keep us holding on to our fears. Our beliefs can help us embrace new ideas or continue recreating the old ones over and over and over again. And maybe this might have happened to you. I don't know. There's several people I've counseled, and it's like they leave a relationship and they get back into the relationship, and then they leave a relationship and they get back into a relationship, and they're different people, but it's the same relationship that they keep having. Abusive. And then, it's like I have to say, what's the common denominator? The person. And I mean, it's hard to hear that. Like, oh, wow, I keep having financial issues in my life. What's the common denominator? It might have something to do with my belief. And that can change. That's the good news. Your beliefs can be absolutely transformed. Our beliefs can help us expand our faith, or they can help us validate our fear. Our beliefs can deepen our connection with the divine, or they can cause discontent and diminishment of our connection. But it's not like the divine isn't there. It's not like this world that works for everyone isn't already birthed. It is. It's already available. I had this conversation with one of my friends about world peace, and she said, world peace is already here. Like the peace is already here. It's already here. This is already here. The silly thing is that there's a couple people on the planet that just don't know it yet. They just haven't realized that peace is here. They think that war is here. They just don't know it's already here. They just got to tap into it. And that's us. I mean, I have those days. I have those days where I'm warring with myself, or I'm warring with that car on the road that keeps going slow. But the thing is it's kind of like there's a blind person saying there's no light. See, the global vision is here, and we're pregnant with it, and it's happening. And whether or not you're aware of it, it's happening. Peace is here, and it's happening. But we get to be the ones that know it for the rest of the world. We can just say, you've forgotten. You don't know. It's okay. Because I'm here to know for all of us. And that's our belief. Christian Sorensen says, I love his quote. He said, it says a lot about our society if we have a highway to hell and only a stairway to heaven. Ernest Holmes says a belief is actually a thing of thought. It's kind of like, and I've said this before in Beyond Limits and Foundations, it's like if you're looking at neuropsychology and your a thought is kind of an active little connection in your brain. And so that connection is made, and the more you think that thought, it kind of makes like a little highway, right? And once the highway is created after it's been thought so many times, then you have this highway here, and then it's kind of like the default. It's like you're going to start thinking thing, and then you just start thinking on the highway. And the highway can be created with beliefs that harm us, or they can be created with beliefs that help us. So if you have some kind of belief, like a common one is, I'm not worthy, or I'm not enough, or I don't deserve this, or I'm not a child of the Most High, why, yes, you are. But it's not the infinite divine mind or God that is telling you that you're not. It's you, or somebody in your past, or somebody in your current life that you took on and you started believing. The only hindrance to our full expression is ourselves. And so we get to have the opportunity to change that. Jesus said, as you believe, it is done unto you. He was just stating a universal law. And he didn't just say, it is done unto you. He said, as you believe, it is done unto you. As you believe. It's like the key to life. So do you believe that peace is here? Do you believe that we can actually experience a world that works for everyone? I do. Something shifted in me. I thought this was a vision that was something we're striving for, and maybe someday on some other, lifetime that I'm reincarnated in, then I can actually experience this world that works for everyone. But something has shifted in me, and where I'm like, no, that's what I came here to be. I came here to be a birther of this new reality. I came here to be that. What's interesting is I was doing a little study on psychology today about belief systems, and they said that beliefs can do three things. They can influence your behavior. Who you are, your basic character at a fundamental level, can be influenced by your beliefs. They did some research on shame. And if you are shamed, like you feel like you're a bad person, then it creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you feel like you're bad, you start experiencing that bad experience, or being that not the reflection of your belief system, and then you have outside circumstances that reflect it back at you, and then it happens. Also, it can also help. Like if you praise good character in children, as opposed to praising their behaviors, they actually reflect the generosity of spirit continually in their life. So they had a group of children that gave away their marbles to poor children, and they started realizing that these same children that gave away their marbles, and they said, you're a person of good character, that's within you, that amazingness of generosity is so brilliant. I love who you are because of that. And when they heard that, they reflected it throughout their life because they believed it. The second thing is that your beliefs can influence other people's behavior. So you can actually, they had this study where they had a bunch of straight men who were talking to women on the phone, and they told the straight men at the beginning of the phone call, half of them, that the women on the other end were really hot, sexy women. And then the other half, they said, these women are really unattractive, plain, boring women. And the way the men reacted on the phone, they never saw them, on the phone with the women who they thought were hot and sexy, actually caused the women to be more friendly and kind and generous to the men. And then the opposite happened with the other crew. So your belief is actually, they were actually influencing the women. And the same thing happens with children when you have teachers that are told these children are super smart. You have a class filled with brilliant children. They start treating those children like brilliant people. And when they do the opposite happens. But it's only their belief. Nothing changed but their belief. So it's a big deal. And the third thing is your beliefs impact your health. So we are told, a lot of us are like, well, my health is impacted by genetics or by trauma or environmental toxins. But the fact is that your beliefs have way more impact than any of that. That is like a little sliver of what can impact your health, but your beliefs are like 70, 80% of what actually impacts your health. It's a big deal. So yeah, you could inherit some genetics and that sucks, but you also are inheriting a belief system that you can change and you can alter. It's amazing. They did a study of middle-aged adults who had positive beliefs about aging. They lived an average of 7.6 years longer than those who had negative beliefs about aging. So let's move into the power of faith. So faith in Living the Science of Mind, we do have these great books a month, by the way. Every Sunday we have one of these chapters. We're studying one of these chapters. There are a couple pages and there's a chapter called Belief, Faith, and Prayer. And so that's our book of the year. And then also How to Use the Science of Mind. This is a great book for anybody, especially if you want to get deep into how to have effect on your life through prayer. It not only is the science of mind, but there's a lot of deep, really good material about praying. So in Faith, in the Living the Science of Mind textbook, Ernest Holmes says, faith is an affirmative mode of thought. Faith says, I can, rather than I cannot, or I shall not. So my question to you is, what do you have faith in? Do you have faith in abundance, or do you have faith in poverty? Right? So there's the beautiful thing about faith is when we connect to faith, that we start acting in alignment with what we have faith in. So if I have faith that the universe is always supporting me, and I have some thing in life where I need to step forward and make a decision on something, if I believe that the universe is supporting me, I will behave differently than if I believe that the universe is always out to get me. And so on one hand, I'll step into maybe doing things more courageously because I know I'm always being supported. On the other hand, I might shrink down because I have faith in something else besides the universe. I have faith and fear. And the last thing that I wanted to talk about is prayer. Ernest Holmes says that prayer is the way that we can use the powerful good in the universe. There is a powerful good in the universe that is bigger than we are, and we can use it. And prayer is communion. Communion with that power. So how many of you had communion in your, if you grew up in a different faith? What did you do during communion? Anybody? Anybody?
Took bread.
You took bread and wine or juice or grapefruit juice. And, oh, you confessed. Wow. Wow. I didn't know that. Yeah.
You were in the state of grace.
You were in the state of grace. Yeah. Yeah. What was the purpose of that communion? It was aligning ourselves. And I'm guessing if you're confessing, you're probably releasing yourself from the idea that you're not enough or that you've been a bad person or anything like that. So it's kind of a cleansing. And then to take that bread or wine, it's the body and the blood of the divine, right? To take that into yourself meant that you were acknowledging that it was from within you, that you were aligning with it. Communion, common union, come in union, communion. And that's what prayer is. It's simply an alignment with who we truly are. It's not a begging or beseeching, it's an alignment to knowing who we truly are. Ernest Holmes says that prayer communion ascends to that place where unity has not yet become variety, where the unformed one is ready to take any specific shape. In this act of communion, the individual becomes a co-partner with the eternal one and gives birth to space, time, and conditions. You're communing with the unformed substance as you speak your prayer. You are communing, coming together, and then that gives birth to time, space, and form. It's actually the prayer that calls it into being. So how many of you have prayed today? You don't have to raise your hand. I'm not about shaming. But I wonder if you want to experience the life of your dreams, I would encourage you to start using prayer as a method for them. Prayer in aligning yourself with the entire universal awareness so that you can be that birther of new realities. Because you already are. It's not like you're not. You are. You have this tool. You get to use it. It's so good. I say it's so good because it's changed my life. This teaching, I wish everybody, my dream for you is that you get this on such a level that I've got it. Because anything you can do or want, you can have. And I continually experience it over and over and over again. I planted that seed about speaking at convention maybe 15 years ago. And I didn't go and I didn't talk to the convention speakers. I didn't tell anybody that that was a dream of mine. I didn't say that to anybody. And they asked me. And I knew that was one of my dreams come true. And I've recently been engaging in the prayer and the affirmation and the knowing that I am a highly sought out convention speaker for multiple global conventions. And this is one of 3 I've been asked to so far this year. Yeah. So this can happen to you. Maybe you don't want to be an international global speaker. That's okay. But there's something inside you that is seeking to come out. And whatever it is totally possible. As a matter of fact, it's not only probable, it will happen. But you need to be consistent in your activation, in your connection, and your realization of it. So I want to encourage you to think about what am I to be, to bring to this world? What is it? Who am I to be? Why am I here? And this is not an excuse for you to go down that rabbit hole of I'm not enough or anything like that. This is an excuse for you to step out and start spreading your wings and flying. this is an excuse for you to jump off the cliff. And you know what? You're going to build your wings on the way down, and the wind is going to come and lift you up. But it's an act of faith because you believe that the universe is here to support you, and your prayer is in alignment with it. So I want to encourage you to think about, who am I? What am I to bring to this world? And how can I actively participate in the co-creation of it through my prayer? Are you willing to do that with me this week?
Yes.
Are you willing to step out and maybe do some little prayer for a change? Yes? Okay. I'll just ask it more convincingly. Are you willing to pray with me this week?
Yes.
Are you willing to help me birth that global vision into reality?
Yes.
Are you willing to step into the fullness of your being?
Yes.
I'm willing to do this with you, and I love you. Thank you so much. Namaste. Let's pray. Oh, infinite everything, God, great creator. The powerful goodness in the universe that is everywhere present. It is the seen and the unseen. It is the formed and the unformed. It is infinite potentiality, and it is also this one reality. I recognize and know that everything that I could dream, that I could seek, that I could even imagine, is already formed in the mind of the divine. That it's waiting to just lay out this banquet table of the feast of life for me to partake, for me to eat the luscious fruits of. And that it's my opportunity to just say yes. To just say, I welcome this. I am open to this. I deserve this. Because I am a child of the Most High. And that my shining my light does not diminish the light of others. It encourages others to awaken to their own light, to step out into the fullness of their being so they can stand in alignment with this truth and be emblazoned illuminators of this global vision of creating a world that works for everyone. I'm so grateful to know that each and every person in this room has already answered that call, that each of us are pregnant with this reality, and that it is transforming us, that it is calling us forth into a new idea of possibility, and I welcome that truth. I know that it is in complete alignment with who I am and what I have come here to be. I'm grateful to know this for myself, for this community, for everybody who watches this online. And I recognize and know that something has shifted in me today, that I am gifted with this alignment, with this recognition, with this realization, and with this deep sense of gratitude. Because I recognize and know that it just keeps getting better. And I love that. I love and appreciate that my life keeps getting better and better and better. And as I grow, it just transforms and it continues to blossom in new ways. Blossom. And so as I recognize and know that this community is up-leveling, I know that that is happening on all stages of our awareness, conscious and unconscious. Those seeds are planted, and it is good. And for that, I am truly grateful. I release this prayer knowing it's already done, knowing that God's got it, and it's already in action and already happening. And for that, I'm grateful, and so it is.